So Popular magazine Marie Claire recently published an op-ed, and this particular opinion piece was aimed at pressuring Hollywood to portray more parents having abortions. Now, the article argued that Hollywood rarely shows moms and dads making the decision to abort, and instead shows a lot of teen moms, teenagers who get pregnant, who apparently purportedly make up a smaller proportion of abortions in real life. Now, the interesting thing about this article is that the author cited the importance of representation in media, and this representation was stated to be important on a slew of issues. Now, this particular author also called abortion a safe medical procedure, which, side point, it's actually not very safe for the babies involved, but that is not the point of today's commentary. It's really fascinating to look at what is being normalized and pushed in Hollywood and in the media, and make no mistake about it, people know the power of the media and the power of entertainment to shape and transform people's views. That's why they advocate these sorts of things, right? And they do it so openly. Now, before I continue, allow me to explain this. I have no problem with accurate representation for various groups of what is going on in real life. But here's where I do have a problem. I have a problem when it comes to ideology, because most people seem only interested in seeing their own biases and their own worldviews represented in TV and movies. Now, you have a scenario where the left and where secularists are literally dominating Hollywood, they're dominating media, and because of this, certain groups are frequently overlooked, oversimplified, or flat out misrepresented. Consider the fact that 70% of Americans call themselves Christians, yet representation of the Christian faith on screen is virtually non-existent. In fact, it was virtually non-existent until about 2014, which was called the Year of the Bible. There were lots of Christian movies that came out, but at that time, it was the faith-based production houses that were making it happen. And so amid all this talk of representation, there are virtually no Christian characters today in mainstream TV shows and movies. I mean, just stop and think about it. Can you think of one legitimate Christian character who you've seen who is accurately represented? Can you think of 2 or 3? Meanwhile, Hollywood plotlines have no problem painting Christians as bigots, as small-minded people, or more frequently and more troublingly, as non-existent or even unworthy of being creatively or artistically mentioned at all. A poll in 2014 found that 43% of Christians felt that Hollywood treated them, or portrayed them rather, unfairly. But this is not a new problem. There's another poll from TV Guide, and it's an older poll, that found that 59% of readers found that religious characters weren't treated fairly on TV. Unfortunately, Hollywood hasn't taken the time to offer representation to millions of faithful Americans. Instead, too often they take a lazy approach, one that would never or should never be tolerated for any other group. Now, we can complain about this, or we can take action by continuing to hone faith-based film and entertainment, and by showing up to support these projects so that more of them can be made. You know, the crazy crowdfunding success of The Chosen, if you're not familiar with The Chosen, it's a show about characters in the New Testament, shows that there is a thirst for this kind of content. You know, the creators of The Chosen have raised millions of dollars to produce the wildly popular TV series, and that shows the level of interest. So if Hollywood won't bring representation to Christians, we will just have to keep bringing Christians to Hollywood.